Let's start, Satvik. So you know that what we do on Boost My Career, BMK podcast from now onwards, we invite industry experts who are working in different profiles to share their experience. For example, you're working in financial analyst role. I just wanted to
Yeah.
understand from you, like how your day looks like, what you do in a typical day working as a financial analyst.
Okay. So first of all, I would like to clarify that financial analyst is just a designation, and there are multiple domains where an analyst can work. So the domain I'm currently working in is R2R, which is record to report.
All right.
Basically, in layman terms, we can call it that it's corporate accounting.
Just to avoid the misconception, it's an accounting role, correct?
It's an accounting. Yes.
And
Yes.
even in accounting, it's record to report
Yes.
process.
Yes. Yes.
All right. Although we have covered one of such profile on our channel, I thought financial
Mhm.
analyst would be something different. But still, your experience will also, highlight more depth or give it more weightage because people were
Mhm.
demanding more videos on record to report profile. So just let us know like what you do on a daily basis.
Okay, so record to report basically means that we are working for the company itself and not for any client,
Okay.
right? So we are responsible for recording the transactions correctly in the company's ledger and then reporting it for management decision making.
Okay.
That's our purpose. And once we close our ledger modules, sub modules, and the month end closing, quarter end closing, that is done, we have a software that we load that data into, which creates the statutory reports that are further needed for compliance purposes.
All right. So what
That
are the
is
qualifications required in this particular role?
okay. So at the entry level, I think graduates are most welcome to
Mm-hmm.
apply. And I have seen CAs and CMAs as well in my team in a position higher than me. So, for example, I'm currently working as an analyst. In the position of senior analyst or team leads or managers, I have CAs and CMAs in my department. So I would say any commerce graduate of commerce or professional, any CA, CMA, CS professional, they are most welcome to apply in this domain, and
Okay.
it's very much open. Yeah.
All right. So, what are the skill set required to enter into this domain? There is forget about the qualification or the academic part. What apart from
Mhm.
academic, a company looks into a candidate who wants to work as a R2R role or in the accounting domain?
So I would say always a company prefers a professional, commerce professional,
Yeah.
because we are dealing with profit and loss statements, trial balances, balance sheets, bank reconciliations, and certain ledger control checks, which require a knowledge of good accounting concepts. So, not at the professional level of, say, CA final or something, but yes, at least in the graduate level, you should know what financial statements are, how movement is
Mm.
done, what are amortizations, what are accruals, how and why you are maintaining the profit and loss statements, what is the net profit, gross profit, bottom line, top line. You should know these concepts. So these are the basic requirements of any company while judging a candidate. In terms of technical skills, I would say MS Excel, as in every finance job, it is a must have. And in MS Excel as well, working with macros, working with pivot tables, working with charts, these are an essential. Having a knowledge of VBA and a certain programming would also help, but that is not essential in this role. Secondly, I would also say I have to certain points that I've written down. So let me check for skills. Yes, these days I see that companies are writing Power BI and Tableau as well in their requirements. So having a knowledge of these tools would be giving you an edge over the competition, and surely it will help you in the job as well. Because if not on a daily basis, but yes, these dashboards help us create reports that we are once we are done with our business as usual, we use these dashboards to create reports that we send out to the higher management or the FP&A teams that can utilize them in their processes.
If you have to give a weightage of the accounting
Mm,
knowledge vis-a-vis
mm,
the other subject knowledge, because the person should be equipped on GST as well, company law compliances, and all other aspect, even cost and management accounting. So if you have to give the weightage, then how much
mm.
percentage of weightage you give to the accounting and how much you give to the other role? Like if person is very good in accounting, then he should be able to do, let's say 50% of the work or maybe 60% of the work. So how you give that weightage to the domain knowledge
Mhm.
a person should possess? Well, accounting is one field, cost management accounting can be second, corporate laws, income tax and other taxation laws can be other required in this particular role.
Yeah. So for that, I would say R2R is a very wide domain, and there is a certain domain known as statutory reporting, where you do reporting for compliance purposes. That is for audit or tax.
Mhm.
Now, in R2R domain where I work, that is called the general ledger department. General ledger is responsible for recording all the transactions correctly and maintaining the ledgers and trial balances of the company. Now, audit and tax are not directly applicable in our day-to-day role,
Okay.
but we do queries based on our postings that we have in the ledgers. And once the statutory or the internal audit is going on, we get queries from the auditors as well, that why this transaction is particularly posted in this period and what is the supporting, why did you do how and why did you get this information from the vendor, what were the invoices. So yes, having a background of what audit and taxes helps, but you do not need detailed knowledge of these two domains. So, for the purpose of this process, I would say accounting, having the knowledge of not accounting standards, but yes, accounting principles is crucial. Second is cost and management accounting. That would help you in creating reports and certain ad hoc reporting activities. For example, there are certain costs that you need to split across the business segments for the company. Now, cost and management accounting will help you how you can split those costs, how you can budget those across various domains, various functions of the business. So second, I would say is cost and management accounting. And third, I would say having a knowledge of FM, financial management. That is also great so that you can understand what are the various ratios. You can understand how we can assess what is going on in the PNL and create summaries for the controllership teams. So these are the three core subjects that you need to have a knowledge of.
All right. Very nicely explained. And now coming on to the next question, Satvik, how the career path looks like a person enters into a financial analyst role in the R2R
Mhm,
domain. You have very
mhm,
well explained what you do. Now, if a
mhm.
person grows, how the role changes and what is this corporate path looks like for the next 10 years?
Okay. For the next 10 years, okay, I'll just explain in terms of hierarchy, right?
Yes.
So it varies organization to organization, but you can summarize it in the form of the first level is analyst, second is senior analyst, third is either team lead or specialist or subject matter expert, some sort of position like that. Fourth is say a manager, and fifth is a senior manager or department head or something, whatever the organization has defined in that role.
Hmm.
So I would say with a number of years of experience and the designation, the complexity of the process increases and the volume of the data or the volume of the work you're handling increases. For example, if a business is spread across, say, 100 countries, it is in a multinational company. So there are multiple countries which have their own statutory or reporting requirements. You have local offices here. So generally, what happens is you are assigned one country and you are responsible for the process of that country.
Hmm. Correct.
So all the accounts payable, receivable, the training, the travel and entertainment division, or the payroll division on the intercompany, or the treasury department, everything is given to you as a person, and you're handling that. For example, there's a country with say one or two offices of your company in that country. Now that is given to an analyst to handle. For example, there's a bigger country. For example, we have Canada. Canada has a large volume of transactions, large number of vendors, large number of clients. That is given to a specialist or a subject matter expert because of the experience they have. So this is what a career path looks like. And when you talk about diversification in terms of career growth, so a person who has experience in general ledger can go into controllership positions. I have seen a lot of my seniors from my company as well, and I mean, LinkedIn is one of my favorite
Mhm.
platforms when it comes to social media. So I've seen people going from general ledger or R2R to corporate controllership positions, to FP&A teams, and I've also seen people going to statutory reporting once they have a professional degree, say CA, CS, ACC, any professional degree. So for MNC, I think globally all professional degrees are recognized. But you are into Indian statutory reporting or compliance, then of course you have to have CA or CS.
All right. So now coming on to the career shifts. If a person do
Hmm.
not like the profile, a person join as an analyst, but after 2 years changes his or her mind that want to work in a completely different domain, not
Yeah.
related to accounting. Now, what are those options available to them? Like you have seen people who have, shifted from this particular process to another domain, another, you can say another field. So what are those
Yeah.
options?
So once you're into R2R, you have 1 or 2 years of experience there, right? You have to have been good at numbers. You're good at number crunching, and you're good with data. So
Correct.
when you look data, you're not scared. You know how you can derive meaningful information from that. So there is this career of data analyst or uh, data science experts who are maintaining various databases for the company. So this is again getting into the big that machine learning and data science field. I've seen some people from my not my team but my department, from the accounts payable team. I've seen one person going into data science and database management profile. Second is all the companies, all or any sort of large company, they are using ERPs, right? Be it some Oracle package or SCP or any other tool. Now these tools also require management and creating the sub modules like general ledger, accounts payable, accounts receivable. These need accounting knowledge as well. So if you have that basics right and you're good with tech, you can move into this fintech space as well, where you are working with companies like Oracle or SCP, helping them develop their ERPs. You can even
Hmm.
go into hardcore tech. You can go into Microsoft or something. You can, if you're good with tools, that is.
What else?
What else?
Like
So you're
FP&A,
saying that
a person can go in FP&A?
that comes into accounting and finance domain only,
No,
right?
I'm not saying altogether different. I'm saying just not, it's not core
Okay,
accounting.
not core accounting, sure. So FP&A is obviously one of those roles, and again, business partnering roles you have in finance. Um, Apart from that, I would say not core accounting. Then again, if you have a professional degree, you can go into tax, you can go into audit, you can go. Another role that I've seen is financial advisory and CFO services. That is also a very lucrative career
Mhm.
role, where you can actually lead teams, build teams, and I've seen startups also encouraging people who have industry experience and that can help them scale the startups. So these are roles that I've seen
Correct.
booming right
Just to put one more point here, like Satvik has said, there is one profile called, as an ERP consultant, you can work with the tech companies. So we have uploaded one podcast on that as well, how you can become an Oracle ERP consultant. You can watch it from our channel. So coming on to the last question, Satvik, it's very
now.
interesting to the audience. They wanted to know like how much they can earn in the start as well as they grow for the next 5 to 10 years, how the packages grow into this particular domain.
Okay. So right now I'm also at the start of my career, and I would say I have seen working people working in this field who are graduates with zero experience, and I've seen chartered accountants and certified public accountants, CPAs also working with 10, 12, 15 years of experience
Correct.
as an analyst only, right?
Okay.
So this varies hugely. There is uh, a lot of potential. I mean, starting can be anywhere around, I think, half a million Indian rupees, right? From there, you can go to, I don't know, 20, 25, 30 LPA. I would not say that this is the most highest paying job domain that you can get into crores and crores of package. No, I don't think that is that's it's true for this profile. But yes, handsome packages with a professional degree and about say 8, 10 years of experience, you get a good earning.
Okay, let's simplify it because people will get confused. Like on one hand, people will say you're saying about 5 lakh rupees a year, and
Yeah.
on the other side, you're saying 20, 25 lakh people can earn. So let's break it down. For a fresher graduate, a person can
Mm.
earn 5 lakh rupees if that person possesses all the skills and the degree and knowledge, whatever you said in this video. Then 5 lakh to 6 lakh a person can demand into this role in a good MNC. I believe
So
the com
experience and professional skills.
right. And coming on to the fresher professional as a CA, CS, CMA, if a person joins here, then at that time, how much they can expect?
I think the industry standard for CA freshers that applies here also.
8 to 9 lakh or 9 to 10 maybe. Under 10 lakh, right?
Under 10,
Okay,
yes.
correct.
For
Now
a
coming on to the next part, like a person is having 5 years of experience into this particular domain as a professional.
okay.
How much they can expect after 5 years or 5 to 10 years, let's say. Not be specific, 5 to 10 years. Yeah.
I don't think I'm capable of answering that
Any
right now.
idea, ballpark number you have heard, or maybe you have checked online about this particular profile, like how much people earn having a 5 to 10
Okay.
years of experience? You can give a range, not an exact number.
5 to 10 years of experience and a professional degree
Correct. Into this role.
into this role. 10 years, I think you can get 20 LPA plus.
Okay, perfect. And the last question is, suppose the person becomes the head of this particular department, what you said,
Okay. Yeah.
right? If that person gets an opportunity to become a head in 10 years, is
Hmm.
it possible, first of all? In 10 years, can a person become a head?
Again, depends on the company's hierarchy and company's size. For
Yeah.
example, if an analyst has 3 or 4 positions above him and then he can become a head of that process, yes, I think that's possible. But again, if it's a very large company working across hundreds of countries and having,
Okay.
say, many hundreds of offices, then I think 10 years would be a bit less, but sure, 14, 15 years of experience, you can lead that
But at
process.
least that person will be managing the teams after 10 to 15 years if that person
Of
grows
course.
into the hierarchy, right? That is for sure. Now, what
Yes.
would be the ideal pay for that particular person? Like if he wants to stay here, wants to lead the teams, maybe not as a head, but as a manager or a lead manager, whatever. So how much that person can expect after 10 to 15 years, let's say, a highly experienced person reaching to the top of the hierarchy, not the company, but hierarchy of this role. How much that person can expect?
You said 15 years of experience, right?
10 to 15 years, depending on the
Okay.
person. See, a person can become a team lead at 10 years of experience, might be at 15 years, but what that person can expect if he or she grows into this role for a decade or so.
Again, Yogesh, for you and for the audience, again, I'll be shooting in the dark, but anything around for people with 10 years of experience, around 15, 20 LPA in any MNC. And for people crossing 15 years and leading a process, there's no limit. 25, 30, 35. I'm not sure.
All right, all right. So I'll give you a ballpark number then to summarize it. As per my experience, a person,
Mhm.
obviously, as you said, a 10-year experienced person not leading a team can still earn
Mhm.
somewhere around 18 to 20 LPA. But a person who is leading a team after 10 to 15 years of experience can easily get 30 to 35 LPA in any of the good company, right? That is for sure. Because if you see the accounting as a role, people are underpaid into this role as compared to
Yes.
other finance fields. So what I have seen is
Mhm.
that in other finance fields, if a person are having 10, 15 years of experience leading a team can earn, let's say, 40 to 50 lakh rupees, then in this role, a person can easily earn 30 to 35 lakh rupees as per my experience. Rest, you can check other website like Glassdoor and Ambition Box from where you can get a good idea about like what other people are earning in a particular company. So thank you so much, Satvik, for this session. But at last, want your final advice for whom this profile is and for whom this profile is not. Like who should remain away from this and who should
Mhm.
at least try to get into this.
Okay, so I would say this is a brilliant profile for freshers who have zero experience. They can get to know how accounting is done, how softwares work, how P&L is managed, how balance sheet is finalized, how expenses are amortized, how accruals are taken, how a review is done, how audit is done, how you can support them in global queries, how you can help automate processes, and even I mean, I would say in years of experience for a fresher, 0 to 2 or 0 to 3 years of experience, this is a very good profile. But I would say once you cross this threshold, you have other exit options. Go for a professional degree, go for a master's degree, and you can get into other lucrative career options as well. So for starters, I would say this is a very good profile because in certain finance fields, you need certain number of years of experience before you are admitted, right? So for example, FP&A, a graduate with 0 years of experience won't be preferred. They'll prefer a CA maybe, or maybe if a graduate, then at least they have 2, 3 years of experience, right? So for the first couple of years, I think this is the best profile graduates can start from.
And who should not join or who should not come into this particular role?
Okay, who should not come is again very subjective. If you're coming in to lead a process and you have a professional degree and number of years of experience and you're getting the pay, I think there's no harm in it. But there's no
My
bar, I would
question is
say,
a
if
little
you
bit
should.
different. My question is like I'm a fresher, right? If
Mhm.
given an opportunity, I should try it as you told.
Mhm.
But I might have certain different taste and preferences, right?
Yeah.
And this profile may not suit me. So I'm trying to figure
Mhm.
out like if from your experience or have you seen someone like who are not a good fit for this particular role, who do not like it because of their own traits and preferences. So you can just say like those who are not good in numbers or maybe those who are more inclined
Oh.
towards particular,
Mhm.
right? Particular things should not
Mhm.
move into this role because they will not get what they're looking for.
Okay, sure. I understood your point. So, number one thing is you have to be very good with numbers. You have to be very comfortable with numbers. So, if you're scared looking at a data set or a balance sheet of P&L for a company looks very huge. So you have those millions of transactions. You should know how to analyze them, and how to summarize them for the management reporting purposes. Number one is that. Number two, I've seen some people who are much more interested in taxes and compliance. So if you're good, you're interested in legislation and going through tax laws, researching on that, then this field would not be suitable for you. So if you're good with numbers, and if you're good with creating reports, dashboards, summaries, maintaining the P&Ls, splitting cost, and doing the expense planning and all that stuff, then it's suitable for you.
A lot of numbers game. Numbers are flowing here and there in Excel sheet, and you should be having a control over it. If you can do that,
Yes.
if you are not getting, not get confused with a lot of numbers, then you can try this. But if you think that a lot of sheets, a lot of data, and you don't know where your mind is going, and you should remain, then in that case, you should remain away from this financial analyst in the R2R process. You should remain
Yeah.
away from this and try something else like financial analysis instead, where the data set is little bit smaller and you are doing some analysis on that particular set.
Hmm.
Because out of
Yeah.
lot of ledgers you are getting, let's say for example, sales number, but
Yeah.
in the backup there are a lot of ledgers, a lot of details which flows into it.
Yeah.
So if you go in financial analysis, you see the sales number or maybe the breakup between 4 or 5 major categories. But if you
Yeah.
into the accounting role, you will find like hundreds of ledgers grouped into different categories, and the data is flowing here and there, and you should be having all those awareness and control over the sets. Then you will be able to,
Yeah.
if something is come to you, you will be able to answer that and resolve the issues. Is that right?
So basically, for the general ledger department, I would say the numbers that the CFO sees, or the numbers that you see on the website or on the financial statements, each and every rupee, each and every dollar has gone through the general ledger department. So they are aware of each and every transaction to the decimal points, right? When again, as you summarized well, when you're looking at the sales number or something, that is just an extract. There are a lot of transactions going behind that. So if you're interested in the back end, what exactly is behind the numbers, behind your presentation, and behind that annual revenue, then you can go in ahead for this field.
Perfect. Thank you, Satvik. I hope you don't mind if we publish it on our YouTube channel, and we'll share the
Sure.
link with you as well. And thank you so much
Perfect.
for coming here. What I can do is I'll ping the LinkedIn ID of Satvik, so you can contact him directly. You can ask any doubts you have. Satvik, you may provide your counseling or support on a free or paid basis, as mutually decided between you and the candidates. And thank you once again. Wish you all the best, Satvik, in your career journey. Thank you very much.
For having me. Bye bye.
Bye.